Hello, and welcome to episode 36 of the whole magazine. Changing it up a bit, did a little video kind of one last time, and we're going to continue the trend because it's better to convey information that way if you can see it with your eyeballs. Well, we're diving into some of the same kind of topics we were yesterday. We're just going a little bit deeper here. We're just going just a little bit deeper, okay? With this, the massive current goings on right now, which is the Palestine and Gaza conflict, everyone is voicing their opinions, and there are people who are very much looking like terrorists, and we'll get into that a little bit here in a second. It's pretty wild. But the some senators are, mostly in this case, we're going to talk about a representative of the Democrat Party for Michigan, Rashida Tlaib, is catching quite a bit of flack for her flag choices lately. Yeah, so she is flying a Palestinian flag outside of her government office. In the photo, which we will put up there now, you'll see that there is not really an American flag to be seen. We have the Palestinian flag on the left. We have there's a state flag and a city flag, and then of course the obligatory LGBTQ AARP flag on the very right. Now, it is surprising, just due to current events, that's why that flag is on the end. I'm not surprised. I'm actually kind of surprised that's not in front of the state and city flags. But we have a Palestinian flag. Where is the American flag? It's crazy that we are living right now in a country where we can't control the border, and we just allow representatives to fly flags of other countries and governments outside of their government offices. Crazy. Wild. And there was some, defenses going on, oh, she's Palestinian. It's like, so is she not American? It's like, yeah, I get it. You can have heritage, but reserve that stuff for your home. You are a representative of the United States government, and you are flying a flag which has just launched a massive assault, a massive terrorist attack on one of our allies, and you're flying a Palestinian flag. Okay, granted, it's not the Hamas flag, but we're almost there, honestly. It's just really, 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 really bad optics. It is. You can't. You can't. Also, something that's important to note here is that the Palestinian flag is even remotely that close to the LGBTQ AARP MSRP flag, which, if you were not incredibly naive or willfully naive, like apparently are people in government, don't really mix well. And it's not because the colors of the flag clash with the Palestinian flag. No, it's the members who are more likely to have that magical, colorful pixie dust flag on their bumper would clash with the floor off of a skyscraper in Palestine. So that's where we're at here. The level of derangement, I suppose. And this gives you a great idea of what the left thinks right now about what we're seeing in Palestine and Israel, and where they really truly align is they align with Palestine. And we see this all across, I'm seeing this all across social media. And this is not just an isolated event. They're all over the place, which is what we'll get into in a second here. So yeah, that's the funny little goings on that we have in our government. Now, what is I've had some questions pop up. What does this conflict mean for the United States? That's a great question. It ultimately comes down to how much are we going to get involved. Now, there's arguments for how we should be involved and why it would be important. We let Hamas get too strong. They can set up bigger footholds. I mean, Biden also did just unfreeze, millions of dollars, or if not billions, so that way Palestine can go ahead and fund this. And we hear arguments it's like, well, that money is for infrastructure. They can only use it for infrastructure. So no, they did not fund Hamas. Okay, so money is fungible. I can just use money however I want and tell you that it was from X, Y, and Z. Here's an example, right? I am given $100. Okay? I have $100 with me in my account. I'm supposed to be using that for groceries and stuff like that, responsible things, just like how Palestine's money, the funds that the Biden administration has sent over there, was supposed to go to infrastructure, like medical supplies and stuff like that. I have my wonderful $100 I'm supposed to use for my infrastructure, my food, clothing, the normal necessities, the things that you need to run a house. Just scale this up for a country, okay? You come along and you give me $100, okay? You allow me to use $100. But then you look at me and you go, hey, this is for groceries. You can't use on anything else now, okay? Don't do that. Promise. And I go, yep, totally. Right. And right when you leave the room, I'm going to go ahead and use $100 to buy groceries. And then I'm going to use the $100 that I have now to go purchase more ammunition. Or maybe other parts to weapons and munitions. That's how that works. So the Biden administration unfreezing a bunch of assets, financial assets, so Palestine can use it, is funding Hamas. Because instead of them using money that they would normally use and would have to use for infrastructure and stuff like that, they just freed up a crap ton of money. They just freed up however much billions of dollars they gave to Palestine. So that's how that works. The conflicts, the sort of repercussions for all this, there's a lot of people who aren't necessarily holding some sort of reserve. They're not really, we have some Republican senators and people who are saying, oh, yeah, just level Palestine, just drop the bombs, start nuking them, start dropping the bombs. And that's a very naive and dumb thing to say. It's just dumb. There's no reason. It's just dumb. Israel is perfectly fine on their own. Trust me, we've been dumping billions of dollars into Israel's defenses for the past 30 years. So they have plenty of money, they have plenty of munitions, they have plenty of weapons. They're fine. They're gonna be fine. Possible ramifications here would be things, the prices for oil going up, which will translate, of course, to higher costs at the pump. It's a very likely situation. The economic impact could go across the globe. The more likely sort of victors in this situation would be actually Russia and China, so there's that. The threat of possible terrorist attacks are the highest they've been since 9/11. You know, we were in serious danger, and we're seeing stuff going on across the country, like New York, for example, where we're starting to see little Hamas flags pop up during their little parades and you know, protests or whatever, you know, they're doing over there. And we're seeing Hamas flags pop up, and you know, we're just apparently we're just allowing these people to walk around. Imagine like flying a ISIS flag. You know, of course, the context is a little bit different because you know, I'm sure at the time, if somebody pulled out an ISIS flag shortly after 9/11 and was walking around New York, they would have been pummeled to death with anything that was remotely on New York City streets, which can range from anything from human feces to, I don't know, an old crusty New York thin slice of pizza, which I'm sure after a time turns into almost a razor blade. So it wouldn't go well. But in this case, for whatever reason, we are allowing them to walk around New York City just completely fine, just walking around with a terrorist flag, doing whatever the hell they want. Now, here's, you know, we have the picture, of course, on your screen now. Here's the thing. We know why. Okay, New York, incredibly liberal. They support Palestine. They don't care. They're perfectly fine with this. They don't care. Now, here's another sad, unfortunate. It's not sad. It's just the consequence of their actions, really. They don't care because they want the same thing. They want this whole, we're hearing Hamas and, you know, all these people who support Palestine saying decolonization, all this other crap, which is just completely, you know, asinine. And we're seeing some more consequences of this conflict in relatively short order. We have hundreds of fighting age men being intercepted at the borders, okay? And they're all fighting age. There's not a single woman or child there amongst them. And they're just showing up. They're just showing up. Okay? So we are going to play some videos here, and you're going to go ahead and see. So here's our first video. We have this is from TikTok, and you know, it is kind of interesting finding these again after you first see them. Context, you see that this was filmed on September 5th, 2023. More context here. Hamas's leadership has directly stated that they've been prepping for this conflict. Not this particularly here, okay? They've been prepping for this attack on Israel for about 2 years now, okay? So here this is just last month, right? This is last month, and we're finding this stuff. Now, take a listen closely, and yeah.
Punjabi.
Where?
Punjabi only.
Where are you going? New York, California, where are you going?
California.
California? Where are you from?
California.
Where are you from?
Indian.
You're India? And you?
India.
India.
Where are you going?
California.
California? You?
California.
Where are you from?
India.
You? Where are you from?
India.
Where are you going?
California.
You?
India. Going in New York.
Where are you going? Where are you
India.
from? India?
New York.
You?
India, New York.
You?
India, New York.
You?
India, California.
You?
California.
Where?
India.
You?
India, California.
You?
Senegal.
Where are you going?
Yeah, and
Where
we
you
just...
going? California, New York, where are you going?
New York.
New York? You?
You can see... Pause the video.
Where are you from?
Pause the video.
Where are you going?
You can see the complete language barrier. They speak New York, California, and a little bit of English, the most tiniest amount. And this is what we've seen at the border last month. Okay, we have another clip we're going to show you in a second here. So we have people from India, we have people from Senegal. Now, don't get it twisted, folks, okay? Islam can be anywhere, okay? And these sort of ideology, oh, it's not Islamic. Islamic is a peaceful, religion, is what you hear all the time. I think that their lexicon would disagree with you. Their charter would disagree. That belief system isn't really. It's a religious belief system. It can be anywhere. So it can be from India. It can be from Senegal. It can be from all these different places. So you got to keep in mind that you can't just pass this off. Also, these people all are fighting age men. These are people that you would find in militias. We gotta, and we're hearing California, we're hearing New York. So it's not like they're like a random sort of, situation, right? Oh, I'm gonna go to Arizona. Oh, I'm gonna go over to let me go over to Michigan. Oh, let me go over to any other state. It's just those two. That's be important in a second.
Jersey? You?
Oh, New Jersey.
Bangladesh.
Where are you going?
New York.
You?
Bangladesh.
Where are you going?
Georgia.
You?
Bangladesh.
Where are you going?
Georgia.
You?
New York.
New York? Where are you from? Where are you from?
Good.
Where are you from? Africa, Haiti, where are you from?
Senegal.
Synagogue. You?
Africa.
Where are you going?
New York.
Thank you. Where are you going, sir?
Africa.
You're from Africa? Where are you going?
New York.
Thank you. You?
New York.
From where?
It just goes
Where are
on.
you from?
New York.
It just goes on,
Africa?
folks.
Synagogue? You?
Synagogue.
Where are
Yeah.
you going, sir?
Freudian
Thank you.
slip there.
You?
Nice.
Where are you going?
It goes on. Look at just skipping through here.
¿Y usted?
Ecuador.
¿A dónde?
Utah.
Gracias. ¿Y usted?
Ecuador.
¿A dónde?
And then we get to the usual immigrant encounters that we get to on the border at the end. But we went through over a dozen we would never have experienced otherwise. It's absolutely crazy. We have another clip for you if you don't think this is, worrying, but we're going to talk about this. California and New York. Now, the people are saying that it's an invasion and stuff like that because the border's wide open. Keep that in mind. Name me 2 states that have the most strictest gun laws for its citizens. Yep, you are correct. California, New York. Top 2. It's a strategic move. If you're planning on attacking a place and you want to meet the least resistance as possible, which they have proven that they're just going after civilians, right? They're just going after anybody. Then you're going to choose the places where you're going to face the least resistance. And that would be New York and California. I don't think it's a coincidence. Pray to God it is. Maybe they're going, maybe they're going sightseeing. They're going to go to San Diego, go swimming with the seals. In New York, they're going to go walk in a subway tunnel and get verbally accosted by people. It's crazy. Let's pull up our next clip here.
Take a look at
Here we go.
this video out of San Diego yesterday afternoon. What you're looking at is 3 unmarked white Border Patrol buses. They pull up and they start releasing several hundred illegal immigrants to city streets and sidewalks in San Diego across from a transit terminal. People were on this bus from as far away as China and Pakistan. And keep in mind, these buses are not from Texas. They're not Greg Abbott's buses. These are the Biden administration's buses. This is Border Patrol mass releasing people. You can see handfuls of of them are standing around not knowing where they are, what to do, where to go next. And there was a remarkable exchange between one migrant and a Border Patrol agent as he asked the agent, hey, am I okay to travel to Chicago? And the agent says, yep, you're good to go. Take a listen.
You're free to go.
Chicago, another place where it's extremely difficult to own a firearm because it's a Democrat state. All of these places, of course, there's the primary reason why immigrants might want to go to a Democrat state is because they're close to just basically receiving a goddamn house on the taxpayer's dollar. So, there's that reason. Or there's a reason I stated previously. Right? This isn't tinfoil hat shit, okay? You know what's important is you sit there and you think of all the possibilities, right? Maybe they're refugees. Well, refugees, we usually see men and women and children involved. Whole families leaving. So that doesn't really check out. These are all just men. Weird. Very odd. So I'm that first hypothesis is far less likely. So what else could it be? Well, in recent events, I think it's probably a bit bad. Just a bit bad. Bit bad. Bit bad, folks. It's be vigilant. Be vigilant. Be aware of your surroundings. Just keep focus. Okay? Yeah, so unmarked buses, Biden administration buses, just dumping hundreds of immigrants, illegal immigrants that were intercepted at the border and just driven onto a San Diego street and just let go. Goodbye. Best of luck. Cheers. Likely don't speak much English at all. Have a great day. Yep, you can go anywhere you like. Yep. Buses are over there. We got trains. You got planes. Go on. Have fun. Make sure you collect your stamps. Make sure you go to those little penny souvenir penny machines. And you don't have any United States currency? Oh, no problem. Here it is. That's the California hello. Welcome. Here is $200,000. Non-taxable. Yeah. But, wild. Absolutely wild. We have other developments as well, folks. We have other developments in that things like this are popping up. I intercepted this today. I intercepted this today from the interwebs, from the TikToks, because that's a great repository to gauge how much somebody... It gets a good gauge of what the left is doing. And we have a gentleman here who is doing a live stream with the title and caption in the back, "The Palestinian attack should inspire Black revolution." Okay. So that's just the beginning of this sort of journey. We're going to go ahead and play a video that is also by the same gentleman. And we're gonna dive deep.
American laws are not the black man's laws.
Well, the laws here in America were made white.
Hey, this is NBLO Haji from the Nation of Black Liberation, and let's talk about the white standard. What we have to understand is that black people are oppressed. And if we do history math, we know that if there is an oppressed, there is an oppressor.
Or you could just be talking out of your ass. And what you're saying is not true. That is also a distinct possibility.
And for black people, knowing who is our oppressor will help us gain our independence from them. So in this video, we're going to figure out who the fuck is our oppressor. As black people watching this video, some of you may be saying that it's the elite. Some of you may be saying that it's the government. And I'm here to say that no, it's not. See, we cannot say that it is the elites or the wealthy because that only targets class. And what we have to understand is that racism occurs no matter what class you are in. From homelessness to Oprah, we are all susceptible to racism. I would like to add the destruction of capitalism will be vital for black communities.
Okay, so as you can probably have foreseen from what we had basically encountered in the first place, from this was that a Marxist, communism, that's basically what this guy is. Capitalism bad, so we must destroy it because that capitalism is oppressing black people, even though there's thousands of black-owned businesses and stuff like that. No. It's just because that he doesn't have a business, or in fact, he probably does. It's probably some sort of, online school stuff because his profile is riddled with things like, oh, come learn about XYZ, all the bullshit, stuff like that to, muddle your mind and make you less, wise. But this is destruction of capitalism. It's not the racism. Basically, his message here is that capitalism is racist. Capitalism is racist. Let's see. We still have time in this video.
But what we also have to understand is that capitalism is one struggle and racism is another. In order for capitalism to fall, us as a people must come together and bring it down. But the problem with that is that black people are not seen as humans.
Where? Where in the modern United States, aside from middle of nowhere, bumfuck southern cities with a population that you can, I don't know, fucking tally on a piece of paper, right? Count on your hands and toes. Are you really going to encounter people that think that black people aren't humans? This is a very interesting point, and you need to notice that the people who usually portray and perpetuate these sort of talking points provide zero evidence to support their claims, right? Evidence and facts and support are typically a hallmark of Republicans, conservatives, and that's also been deemed part of white supremacy. Black people are considered humans by 99.9999999999999% of the fucking population of the United States. It is the most serious social taboo that you could possibly do in the year of our Lord 2023 is be racist. That's like the worst thing you could possibly do. It destroys your life. It destroys your job. It destroys your career. It destroys your life. It wholeheartedly destroys your life. So yeah, and everyone's kind of in agreement too. If you show something that's racist, people will either go no, or people go, oh yeah, that's racist. But you have to show it, right? You can't just sit here and be like, oh yeah, black people aren't seen as human. Okay, who said that?
That the problems that black people face will be placed in the back burner for the People's Revolution. And during this revolution, black people will still be susceptible to racism.
The never-ending problem, because we have to lead with racism and capitalism, because this person is 100% a communist. So there's, negative like a million points. So they're communists, and so he has to rationalize this with, oh, well, I also have to mention racism 9 million times, even though he also did just say that they're separate issues. So it's capitalism is caused, or racism is caused by capitalism, and vice versa.
We say that the enemy is the government is a scapegoat from who's the actual enemy. If we can understand that the government is a federal democratic republic, which means us, the citizens of America, gets to elect who is part of that government. This is why some people call it the people's government. We all can agree that this government system is built off of a system of racism, and we can agree that the majority of the people that occupy the states are white people. Let's do some more history math. If we know that the United States has a federal democratic republic government and majority of the citizens are white, we know that the system is built off of racism. Who can we conclude upholds this system? For the sake of this video, we'll call our oppressors the others.
Okay, so basically the message is the enemy is white people. It's just racism with a big healthy dollop of communism and more racism on top. This is a shit sandwich. This is a shit sundae served to you on a steaming New York City garbage can lid that a homeless man has been using as a urinal for the past 5 years. Yeah, this, yeah. So, guess what? By your points right here, we're going to go ahead and scroll back to your demographics that you pulled up. So yeah, majority being white. Okay, big point that he had here. So by that virtue, wouldn't that mean it was largely white people who elected President Obama into office? It is largely white people who elect every, I'm going to use your term here, person of color into office? If we're responsible for things, if the white demographic of America is responsible for things, right? That would have to mean that they're responsible for electing those people into office. But racist. Yeah. One thing that racists are known for is wanting people they're racist against to control their country. Very, very well known. Very well known. Yeah. So there's that guy. Yeah, he's fun. What a fun gentleman. Yeah. So this is kind of, that's what spurred up that guy. He's been doing videos for quite a bit of time on TikTok, which is, the only place where you can be unironically racist. Oh, wait, no, that's everywhere. You can be unironically racist towards white people. So it's very, very all over the place. So yeah, what a great time. We're going to go ahead and finish off this episode with another video, and it's going to be a little funny, right? But we're going to pick this apart, and we're going to go much deeper than the intention of this video. Okay? Are you ready? I don't think you're ready. Here we go. So we have a video. This is a girl walking home after she'll explain, but yeah, the caption says we can't say she didn't see that coming, but she's going to start speaking, and it's going to be ha 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 moment, but we're also going to sit down. We're also going to talk about why this is incredibly sad.
It's true love when you're walking home from your one-night stand and he gave you pepper spray to protect yourself. Oh my God, my eye.
Okay, so yeah, she is walking home, presumably from a one-night stand, and the gentleman of a guy that she slept with, instead of walking her home or driving her home, let her walk home at what appears to be night at the very least. And don't worry, he's like Quagmire. He has I guess I'm imagining a fishbowl full of nothing but pepper spray, the cheap ones that you can get, just cheapo, just a bucket of pepper spray, and he just shouts from the room, "Hey, take one on your way out. Great seeing you. Never again." And so she gets this pepper spray, is walking. She thinks it's really sweet, even though it's incredibly sad. And she sprays it. She's walking. It wafts into her face, and she experiences what pepper spray is like in a very loose form, kind of a light misting, not really directly in the eyes. So good. That's good for her. Good thing that she didn't get completely, incapacitated to the point where someone could, do something nefarious. Why is this not as a hee hee ha ha? Well, you probably could already have picked up my reasoning here. We're going to take a peek again. Do it again.
It's true love when you're walking home from your one-night stand and he gave you pepper spray to protect yourself. 18. Oh my God, my eye.
Okay, cool. So I know she's being, it's jest. She's joking, it's true love, blah, blah, blah. Cool. Understand that. Got it. This is apparently where we're at now. As far as, of course, this sounds, could very well be UK, but this is a problem in the Western world. Okay, it's not a problem that's isolated to the UK. This is also the culture of the United States. Is we have the idea of hookup culture. You do one night stands all the time, and that's just your life, and you're supposed to be happy off of that. Yeah, the guy sent her home at night with a pepper spray. Just the visuals alone of like, hey, don't forget that courtesy pepper spray that I have in the fishbowl by the door. Can't forget that. So she's been told, likely by a bunch of her friends in the media, that she is empowered, that she is powerful by being treated this way. She was treated as a commodity. Oh yeah, it's like Uber Eats. It's like Uber Eats. And so she comes by, they do whatever they do, and then she leaves in the middle of the night with a courtesy pepper spray. Chivalry, is dead. And, women did kill it, with the whole feminism thing, everyone getting yelled at for holding open doors. You can't do much of anything without getting yelled at as a man nowadays. So this is where you're at. This is where this world is. We are at the point now where we are just having courtesy bowls of pepper spray for your one night stands to leave, and you as a man are just completely fine. Screw it, you just go ahead. You just go ahead and go out there at night by yourself. I gave you courtesy pepper spray. You're fine. Because there's no intention of courtship here. Probably just they probably just met each other that night. Oh, hi, how are you? Oh, I'm good. Yeah, want to shag? Probably how it went. There's no fulfillment. There's no fulfillment in that. There's no happiness. It's sad. It's incredibly sad. Hilarious that I don't think the pepper spray would have helped much in any sort of dire situation, because she sprayed herself with it while walking. So there's that. But yeah, I this is one of those things where you're just like, you laugh, but then you think about it for a moment, and then you start, it's like, wow, that's fucked up. But I digress. That's gonna be like the closing statement of every episode now. If you guys want more of this content, feel free to drop comments. Go ahead and go to the Facebook page. You can send us messages of videos and stuff that you want me to react to. And I won't even open it until I do a recording. So it'll be very much in the moment. And it'll be fun. Okay? This has been great fun. The video segments have been good. You get to see the media that I've been looking at and reacting to. And, we're on the Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on X now, we're on Facebook, X, YouTube, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Of course, the video format's going to be always a little bit better because you can see what I'm seeing. But at the end of the day, you're an adult and you can do whatever you like. Because I still believe in freedom and liberty. Anyway, I hope you all have a good one, and make sure that you subscribe, like, comment, and ring the bell or something if you're on YouTube. Get notified of when we do more of this, because it's fun. I've been Brandon with The Whole Magazine, and I bid you goodbye.